Well, it appears I'm surrounded. This could be it. Well, I don't think they're of any threat today. Just a little preoccupied and distance from my surroundings. You know, I've been very intrigued by the ideas of Andrew Yang, a Democrat, who's hopeful for the presidency in 2020. It's very intriguing. Now, I don't quite recall who was the president in 2024, who was supposed to have been. I didn't even look into that. Can't tell you anything about 2025. My memory is just so muddled, you know. Most of that's been erased. You know, from just the standard everyday man's view, you know, I'm very much intrigued. You know, I looked into his explanation of a universal basic income. Maybe it is actually feasible. And it would seem to, you know, free people from some of these shackles. You know, they're bound to you know, work some of these highly repetitive manual labor jobs. And you know, having worked some of those jobs, you know, I can tell you that in each and every case, I found myself dreaming up various mechanism sets, you know, that I suppose, you know, could have been made robotic, but, you know, I had, I don't know, I just was conceiving, you know, technologies that I had some familiarity with, but, you know, all those jobs, I mean, they can be done by some kind of robot, of course, you know, and that's the simple fact of the matter. And I fantasized about, you know, making some kind of robot and bringing it in and having it work the job for me, and that would free me up to do some other things. I just have to maintain the robot and so on, and you know. And I'd accept less pay, you know, so then I could work on some other things. You know, long story short, I mean, the instinct towards mechanization and automation, it's just, oh, it's instinctual. It's just woven into us, and that's as it should be. And if we try to drag our heels, you know, when it comes to progress, that's just a terrible mistake, you know. See, we weren't meant to be shaped by the wheel, and you know, all that kind of thing. All those fears about the industrial age, that's all real. And you know, like the paintings of H.R. Geiger, that all that presents real, you know, possibility. So I don't foresee a future like that. That doesn't need to be. Yeah, I do have some concerns about all this wireless technology and everything being governed by electromagnetic, you know, emanations. You know, say from you know, this everything bathed in electromagnetic frequency radiation. Though, you know, well, I do have implants, so it seems. I'm getting an RF signal from my head, for example. So, you know, my experience of that is may be special and may not be the usual thing. And if I could just deactivate these implants, why, the powerful EMP, well, I might be in a better situation. I might not be complaining about this stuff or have too many apprehensions about this this world of Harry Potter for stupid people that some people are imagining. You know, you got all these interactive objects around you. To me it would be annoying, and I would be concerned that intellect would suffer, and you know, people would depart too much from traditional life modalities. You know, I think you have to be kind of primitive, and you know, I just think we have to, you know, we got to have a return to some more primitive and traditional life ways, and they're actually superior and more sustainable and more you know, healthful. You know, so we gotta be very careful about the kind of technologies we have. Be that as it may, you know, we should be open to new ideas. And so Andrew Yang, he definitely has fresh new ideas. You know, somebody like Trump, he's of an older generation, and it's not that I don't approve of much of what Trump has done, but you know, some of what he's done I'm not approving of, but I'm just willing to take a chance on some new blood at this point. You know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, as per his ideas about you know, he wants there to be a warning issued, you know, to new parents about male circumcision. You know, now the thing is, you know, the hospitals, they often like to do it on the day of birth because they have the parents in, and they just want to make that money. You know, it's I don't know how many thousands of dollars. It's a surgical procedure. You know, it's kind of delicate. They got to be careful. Just and you know, that's rather, you know, traumatic, just doing it on the first day after a painful birth process, perhaps. You know, and you know, the idea that maybe parents should have to think it over, maybe wait a week. That's not a terrible idea. Now, I don't know what's being proposed. I think it's just a warning, which is very good, very good measure, very conservative. You know, and there really isn't, and this has been studied to death. You know, there's no medical benefit whatsoever to the circumcision, and some men even report, you know, pain during intercourse, and certainly it doesn't lead to more pleasurable intercourse. This has long been an observation, and we know the foreskin has a tremendous number of nerve endings in it, and it absorbs vaginal secretions, and there's cell communication between the vagina and the penis, and so on. And this is important for bonding, and right, and we know this, so. Kind of, it is kind of a shame. I mean, you know, anyway, there's some reasons, you know, why people, you know, rather complex reasons why we have this practice. I don't think I personally don't think any part of it's good. I think it's rather savage and primitive, and it's not something that we. It's not something most of the world has done. You know, most of the male population in the world, they're not circumcised. So this is something we have to think about, at least. And people being warned about it, that it's really not, it may not be medically beneficial. That's a step in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching. If you're intrigued by any of my ideas, you know, there's a whole lot more besides. I am you know, a singular individual, and you know, you may want to subscribe. You may wish to like this video and share it with others. Well, thanks so much for watching. John Bo McCracken signing out.